I thought a lot about doing this video because I don't want to offend anyone. I guess I just want to share my experience of growing up in a Christian household, in a Christian country where it's not so easy being gay, and my experience growing up and discovering that I'm loved by God besides what everyone else was telling me while I was growing up and while I was understanding my sexuality. The book of John says that whoever does not know love does not know God because God is love. And I think that's completely true. I never felt unloved by God, not even a single time, but I felt unloved by the church and by some members of the church when I came out and while I was in the church, because they made me feel like I was wrong and that I was a bigger sinner than they are because I was different. I spoke differently. I used to dress differently. I don't know, I was just different. There was something about me that even before I understood that I was gay, because I guess I always knew that I was gay, but it took me a while to understand because knowing and understanding are two completely different things. And before understanding that I was gay, I didn't feel safe 100% being at the church because there was some comments and the look in people's eyes, they were just there. You could just tell. I was very loved by a lot of people. I'm not gonna lie. I made some really good friends at church. I love the church. I love talking about God and the good things he did and the things that he would do. But I felt for many years I felt so scared of going to hell, of disappointing my family, and it's not an easy topic to talk about, to be honest. But I feel this desire to share to other people that may be going through the same things or having the same thoughts, that God loves you and that no matter what people say, He is always gonna be there for you. He's this amazing spirit, bigger than anything that we will ever know, and I'm completely sure about that. I never doubt God, never, not even once, but I doubt the people because they were telling me as a kid that I should change myself, that I should change who I was, because as a little kid, the way I was talking, the Barbie I was playing with, it was just not right. You know, I didn't fit in. And everyone made sure to remind me of that, that I was not the same as everyone else, that there was something different and not specifically good about me, you know. And I guess that made me stronger now. I feel stronger for going through all of that, but I know that it can be really hard for a lot of people to hear that you're going to hell because you're gay or whatever. I remember having conversations with God where I many times asked Him to change who I was, to change my desire and attraction for other men. And I didn't want to embarrass my family. I was raised in a Christian household. My mom is very Christian, and I didn't want to embarrass them. I didn't want it to be known by this gay man embarrassing his family. You know, I wanted to be more than that, and I asked God many times to be more than just the gay child. But it took me many years to realize that I was not gonna change. I'm not gonna change. And after realizing that, I just asked God to be in peace with the knowing that I was gay and that I felt attracted to other men and that I was in relationships with other men, and that was my life, you know. And even though now it's way easier and I'm very secure about my sexuality and about who I am, I still feel the need to prove to people that I'm a good person, that I'm kind, that I'm gentle, that I'm polite. I try really hard to be the good child, to just be better than everyone else in everything I do. So I was always the best one in class, the best one in church. I wanted to do everything. Um, I always try so hard at the jobs I do. Whoever works with me know that I just try to be the best in everything that I'm doing it, and that comes from this feeling, this needy man that lives inside me that needs to prove anyone that cross paths with him that he's good, you know, that the fact that he's gay doesn't change his heart and the good things that his mom taught him. So, but I feel good about myself most of the times. I really do. I just wish people at church could be kinder, you know, that a single sentence on the Bible could impact less on so many lives. Just the fact that a lot of us died for just being who they are, who they were. It's just it's so cruel, you know. I don't think God will be happy with that for sure. Not the God that I know. And God never made me feel like I was unloved. He never made me feel unloved, but the church did. The church, in every single time they had the opportunity to tell me that I wasn't loved by God because I was gay, they made sure to use that opportunity. And God never did. I never felt unloved by God. Never. And sometimes you just need to go out of places, of friendships, of relationships, of jobs, so you can feel better about yourself. You know, that's what I did. I had to leave so I could be happier. And I still carry a lot of weight from those years at church. But I don't question myself anymore, and I think that's a lot better than it used to be. I remember when I first prayed for my ex-boyfriend. We were just so scared of all the immigration process that we were going through, and he was just so scared. And I remember praying for him and just asking God to take care of his feelings and his immigration process. And I feel like this is love. I feel like the most and prettiest language of love is praying for someone. I go to bed every day knowing that my mom prays for me every every single day, and that makes me so happy. It makes me so happy knowing that there's someone out there talking to the most beautiful thing in the world, asking him to protect me. That is just so pretty. And I did that for someone I loved very much. And at first, I felt so ashamed as a gay man to be asking God to take care of another man's feelings. But it became something so natural after that. God never made me ashamed of who I was. Never. Even when people were telling me otherwise and trying to make me change who I am, God never did. So if you're out there going through the same, I just wanted to tell you that He loves you, you know. You shouldn't listen, no matter how hard it is, you shouldn't listen to what people are saying about you. You do not ask to be gay or a lesbian or whatever you are. Just remind yourself to be kind to people, to be polite, to be a good son, to pray to your friends, to your lovers, and you'll be good.